The US market has seen the largest drop in pending home sales in the last 7 years. In fact, they dropped 35%.
In this video, we're going to go over the entire report that Redfin just put out, and we're getting started right now.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota, Northport, Englewood areas, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
That's 941-221-1897. You can call or text at any time. We hear from people daily, and we always have your best interest in mind and want to make sure you're happy when you're moving to the area.
Fewer homes are pending in sale than any October since at least 2015.
And 6 metro areas are now experiencing year-over-year price declines. So what does this all mean for you as a home buyer? Well, let's break it down.
First of all, it is great news, right? If you're a buyer, you want less competition, which the last 2 years have been very, very competitive.
Insane.
So this will slow things down, slow the market down, but it will be pretty dependent on the area as well. I do think Florida is still going to be pretty competitive, but most of the US market will not.
Yeah, we've been seeing a little bit of a cooling off here as well, but probably not on the level of a lot of the other areas, at least in the Southwest Florida area. And again, even within Florida, different areas are going to be a little bit different. In fact, they mentioned some other areas in Florida in this report.
Why do we think that the housing market is less competitive right now? Well, there are a few reasons why. One of those reasons is that the mortgage application rates are below 2018, as well as the pending sales.
And I think a lot of this is driven by, as we all know, the interest rates. Interest rates have gone up, so a lot of people are kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for these home prices to go down. Less people want to put their home on the market because if you sell your home and buy another one, now you have to buy a home with a higher interest rate. So I think just like the low interest rates caused the big spike, I think they're also bringing this demand down.
Yes, and not only the interest rates being high, but properties have appreciated so much within the last 2 years that if you're selling your home and you're buying something new, you would either have to downsize or be okay with paying a lot more than what you paid for your property, say 2 or 3 years ago.
So yeah, that's kind of a double whammy. And really, I mean, between the higher interest rate and the home being sometimes like in this Venice area where we live, homes almost doubled in a lot of areas in value. You're talking about adding at least $500 a month to your monthly mortgage payment, probably more in a lot of situations.
And as you can see in the graph here, it's a pretty dramatic fall.
Yeah, and in fact, it's even lower than right after COVID hit in 2020, and like everyone was afraid to go anywhere, and so because of that, like all sales activity kind of went to a pause. It's even lower than that right now for pending home sales.
Some of the leading indicators that Redfin brought up in this report are, for the week ending in October 27th, the 30-year mortgage rates rose to 7.08%.
And fewer people searched for homes for sale on Google. In fact, they were down 28% from last year. That gives you a pretty good idea of when people are actively out there looking for homes.
Requests for homes from Redfin agents declined by 11% since the past 4 weeks. That's the lowest point since May 2020. And that's down 35% year over year.
Touring activity was also down 27% since the beginning of the year. And that's compared to a 7% increase the same time last year. So again, that's a pretty big change.
And this is according to showing time data, which is what most realtors use to schedule their showing appointments.
And mortgage purchase applications were down 2% week over week, and that's seasonally adjusted, which is the lowest level since 2014. And purchase applications were down 42% from a year earlier. Again, lots of big changes.
But that doesn't tell the whole story, because according to Redfin, the median home sale price was $365,725, which was up 5% year over year, but down 7% from a record high of $392,250 in June.
So up a lot since last year, but down a lot since about 4 or 5 months ago. They also said among metro areas with at least 500 pending home sales during the period, pending sales fell the most from a year ago in Los Angeles, down 59%. That's huge. Las Vegas, 56% down. Miami, a Florida area, 50%. Seattle, 50%. Another Florida one, Jacksonville, is down 48%. Again, pretty big dip. And Portland, Oregon is down 46%. And stay tuned for our upcoming video where we're going to talk about our market specifically, because we'll go over a little bit more of the data as far as what's happening here in the Venice, Sarasota, Englewood, Northport areas. And be sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications to catch that.
New listings of homes for sale were also down 21% from a year earlier. This is the largest decline since May 2020.
And again, I think that comes back to what we mentioned earlier, the whole situation with the price of a home, mortgage rates, all that together, like no one really wants to list their home. But a promising thing is, despite that, we are seeing some building inventory. They say months of supply, a measure of the balance between supply and demand, calculated by dividing the number of active listings By close sales increased to 3.1 months, the highest level since June 2020. And as you always say as a realtor, a healthy or balanced market is about 6 months of inventory. So we're finally creeping up to that during
3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So I guess we are in that healthy range now.
Healthy-ish.
And during like everything, when everything was crazy, I mean, what were we down to at the lowest point for inventory? Like
Not even
a
a
week?
month. Yeah.
Like
Couple weeks at the most.
It was crazy.
Homes that were sold were on the market for a median of 34 days, up a full week from 27 days a year earlier, and the record low of 17 days set in May and early June.
And again, that's awesome for buyers. Gives you a little bit more time. You know, maybe something's been on the market a little while, a little more room for negotiation, and helps build the inventory so you have more options to pick from. And 29% of homes sold above list price, down from 44% a year earlier, and the lowest level since February 2021. That is a big relief to hear. And I think part of that is a lot of people trying to still cash in on their home yet. But with the price of homes being so high, plus the interest rates, I just think a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm not paying that anymore. So you're seeing a lot of people that are getting overzealous with their list price, having to drop those prices. But leave a comment, let us know what your thoughts are on the market and what you're gonna be doing.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice, Sarasota, Northport, Englewood areas, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
The phone number is 941-221-1897. You can call or text anytime. We hear from people daily and we love it. And we're always going to have your best interest and happiness in mind when trying to buy or sell a home in the area. If you want to know more about life in Venice, Florida, check out this playlist right here. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to catch out our newest market update video for our local area. And live breezy.